Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Eric Atria. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Gainesville Tuesday meeting at the Cade Museum Garage. 2 reminders: silence your phones, and at the end, please put your food in the garbage cans. Thank you so much. To lead us today in our song and pledge of allegiance is none other than Pete Enwall.
Feels so good coming up here. Happy New Year to everybody. When they were little, my kids, they used to like to build sandcastles with their grandmother, my mother. But I had to tell them to quit. I just told them, stop that. Leave your grandmother's urn on the shelf where it belongs. We're going to sing God Bless America today. We don't have a musician, so we'll have to do it Acapulco. Everybody ready to do that? God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pete. And now for today's invocation, Ernie Hull.
Thank you very much. This morning, before we go to prayer, we want to keep Wilbur and his dad, Sam, in our prayers. Sam's unfortunately in his last days. He's also a member of our club, so we want to keep both of them and the family in our prayers. So I won't do a normal joke with you. We're going to go into a serious mode and take all this to the Lord this morning. Let's pray. Most gracious and heavenly Father, we just come to you today thanking you for your goodness, for your mercy, and for your love. This morning we ask for your love and support for Wilbur and his family and for Sam. Lord, we just ask that you would be with him during these days. Secure the family with your love so that they feel it like never before. We ask your continued blessings on this club, each and every member. You know each and every one by name, and we bring them before you now. And we thank you for the food that's been prepared for our bodies, and it nourishes us for your service. Lord, we pray today. Amen.
If we have any guests or visiting Rotarians, please stay standing, and Pete Seville has a microphone he'll walk around with.
I'm Robert Mounson. Next to me at the table today is Jim Chapman, who's retired IT executive. Did you say Paris or Harris? Harris Company, and new to us and interested in joining the club. So welcome him.
You're not new? Jeremy, you're new? Jamie?
Bill, get his name right, man.
Jamie? Oh, he's good? Okay. There you go.
Thank you, Bill. It's my pleasure to introduce first-time visitors to our club. We're very interested in maybe joining us, Priscilla and James Shapiro. Priscilla is just getting her real estate license, so she'll be in that kind of work. And James is a developer working with his partner who's in construction.
All right, welcome. Dr. Nancy, who do you got here?
Hi, everybody. This is my friend Robin Hancock, who lives in Ellijay, Georgia, where I live in the summer, and that's why I'm usually not with you in the summer, but we have a really good time in Ellijay. Robin's area of expertise is Shinrin-yoku, or Japanese forest bathing. If you ever want to have one of those experiences, I'll get her into town and we'll go do it.
Now for an announcement about the Wild Game Feast, we got Guy Jopling.
So when I was getting my food, Eric came up to me and said, "Hey, you're going to make an announcement about the Wild Game Feast, aren't you?" And I said, "Okay." So March 5th, Wild Game Feast. We had a great work day this past Saturday. We'll be out there again doing some cleanup and some carpentry projects out there with Wes. There will be more information coming up soon about the official work days. Obviously, those happen in the weeks leading up to the feast, but we're full-on ticket sales right now, raffle ticket sales. So if you have not received your tickets yet, please go ahead and get them. We're also continuously looking for additional sponsors. We have some great sponsors that have come back to us every year, but we're always looking for new sponsors. So if you have any information or people that might be interested in that, just let me know, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for, our president, John Thomas.
I feel like I need some theme music for that kind of introduction. Yes, we definitely do. But, well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the Tuesday meeting of our Rotary Club. It's great to see so many people here. The parking lot's full. That's fantastic. Last night we had a meeting of the board, and I want to thank all the board members for their time, either in person or via Zoom. And last night in our meeting we approved 2 new members. Jamie Harvey, if you would like to stand up. Big round. And Jessica Parrish. I'm not sure if Jessica is here or not, but we'll be hearing from them soon with their craft talks, I'm sure. Other than that, we're just kind of easing into the new year and looking forward to all that brings.
Fellow Rotarians, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our speaker today. Originally from Rochester, New York, she thinks this is summertime. She was educated in anthropology with a master's degree. She's had much experience in many fields, including tech and in our national defense with drones, and somehow ended up working on the board at the PACE for 8 years. And now the PACE Center has welcomed her and is greatly benefiting from her presence as the Director of Development. Please help me welcome Kristin.
I'm going to bring this down even further. All right. Hi, my name is Kristin Kozelsky Reed. I'm the Development Director at PACE Center for Girls. I've been there on the staff about a year now, so it's been an exciting time. We should have a presentation coming up. But first, I want to say hi to my nonprofit partners in the room. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Okay. All right. So today I'm just going to go over a couple of basics about PACE Center for Girls, who we serve, and what we do. Try to keep it really simple, and usually there's a lot of questions, so we'll definitely have time at the end. So we are an organization that is a free resource for teenage girls throughout Alachua County. We serve middle and high school age girls. And at this point, about 99% of our girls have faced some kind of adversity or risk factors in their lives. And what we do is help them get through that so that they can succeed academically and prepare themselves for a brighter future. So we have 3 primary pillars. So we are girl-focused, strength-based, and trauma-responsive. And so we provide full-day, year-round schooling. So they go to school even in the summer for middle and high school age girls, plus career preparation, college preparation, and we follow them for a year after they transition out of PACE just to make sure that they've got everything that they need and they can always come back to us if they need help or they have questions. And when they come to PACE during the day program, we are their new school. So there's sometimes confusion as to whether we are a residential program or an after-school program. We are their new school. So they come to us in the morning, take class all day, they can stay after for tutoring or extracurriculars, and then they go home at the end of the day. So, and also I love these little quotes on the side. They are actually from our girls at our center. This is our mission and vision. Basically, we exist to create a better world for women and girls in our community. So this is something interesting that I want to show you real quickly. A lot of people wonder where our girls come from. They have the assumption that most of our girls come from the east side. And while there are a lot of girls that come from the east side of Gainesville, we do serve a good section of the county. And so this image up on the top corner is just an example of all the different zip codes that our girls come from. So even if somebody comes from wealth, a white family, whatever people in their mind think of not an at-risk population, abuse can still happen, substance abuse can still happen, trauma can still happen. And so I think that there's a lot of preconceived ideas about what girls who are at risk of not graduating high school and at risk of not having a successful future could be. And I would challenge everyone to kind of break that stereotype and think outside the box a little bit. This second chart is a breakdown of our current distribution of girls. So these are girls currently served between July and now at our center. And we have a couple of girls who are in 6th grade and then a few who are in 12th grade, but the majority of our girls are kind of in that middle age group right there. And we've served 96 girls so far this year. So there's going to be a couple charts with like a lot of stuff on them. So I just want to point out quickly that there's a couple of things to focus on. So in general, folks who work with youth address adverse childhood experiences. And those experiences affect, when they happen to children, it affects the outcome of their future based on statistical correlations. And so these are something that when we're applying for grants, they're interested in the adverse childhood experiences. And so you can see here, there's a reflection, I'm sorry. The little window is over it, but 84% of our girls have experienced multiple adverse childhood experiences. So at PACE, we actually take this a step further, and we have our own group of risk factors that we look at. And what I would like you to notice is that 100% of our girls, this has increased since the last time I did a presentation, are experiencing, 4 or more? 3 or more risk factors. And so that can be home instability, family instability, a family member that is incarcerated. That can be they have not been attending school for whatever reason. Sometimes that's just getting to school is a problem. They have exhibited aggressive behavior. They have experienced aggressive behavior. All of these things can be happening to these girls. So that's why we exist. They deserve help. So basically, we have 2 approaches to how we work with our girls. There is one program, which is called the day program. So that's when they come to school with us. They come to school, they have a counselor, they meet with their counselor at least once every other week. On the alternate week, they meet with their academic advisor. So we are addressing both pieces so that they can get back on track. And then we also have a REACH program that I'll talk about in a moment that has the therapy piece as well. So the academics and the social services addresses the whole girl in order to help her move forward. Because it's hard to do your homework and concentrate in school when you don't have electricity at home and you haven't taken a hot shower, right? So the day program is the school program, and we are affiliated with the Alachua County School Board. Girls can come to school, get their core credits. They can graduate with a high school diploma. And then our REACH program is for girls who need that next level of care. So the REACH therapy can happen for girls in our center as well as girls out in the community. So for example, if there's a girl who's doing okay academically, but she has been through something that requires a little bit more of a psychotherapy or a therapeutic approach, our therapist can go out in the community and meet the girl at GHS or Santa Fe High School or whatever school she's in and give her that free therapy so that she can make sure that she's staying on track academically. So very, very quickly, there was a research report done in 2019 that kind of compared PACE's holistic program to another cohort group. What's the word I'm looking for in a scientific study? That is control group. Thank you. That received the same, basically equivalent services, but they had to go to multiple different organizations in their community to receive those services. So academics is with us, counseling is with us, therapy is with us. As part of that, if a family needs help with their electricity, we have grants that we can help pay for that. If they need something else, we find a way to help them with that, as opposed to going one place for after-school tutoring, going to another place for counseling, going to another place for financial help. So this is, again, just some quick details of the study. It followed groups 13 to 16 years old and for about a year. And the basic quick and dirty summary is that the report showed that PACE helped girls stay more enrolled in school and achieve in school, as opposed to having to go to all those different resources on their own. Of course, also trying to get to all those different places on their own can be a little bit more complicated as well than going to one single place. And then, of course, after the study, they followed the girls for a year, and the girls who had been enrolled in PACE seemed to be more stable over time. So, just another little summary of everything we do, and then I'll be available for questions. But we have helped over 40,000 girls in Florida over the last 40 years. We have about 16 or 17 centers in Florida, 1 in Georgia, and 2 in South Carolina. The Florida centers are primarily the day program schools and the REACH therapy program. The programs in other states are primarily only that REACH therapy piece. Again, it's full day schooling, it's counseling, it's academic services, it's after school clubs. I help facilitate the art club on Fridays, tutoring, all of those things, plus a team of counselors. So we have 4 full-time counselors plus a counseling intern, and 3 REACH therapists and a REACH therapy intern, and 8 teachers. So our teacher to counselor ratio is pretty high, which is very different from what you find in a public school. So we have an exceptional team of counselors and educators that work with our girls. And then, of course, it's a safe and supportive space for them to work through whatever they're working through. You know, sometimes girls come in and they just can't be in the classroom for whatever reason. They just want to sit in some quiet space. They want to see their counselor. No problem. We understand that that's what they need. And if they get that, then they can move to the next step of achieving academically. And then we are recognized as a national model for working with at-risk teenage girls. Oh, I turned it off. Turned it back on. And that's it. Thank you.
Hi. A very nice presentation, and I appreciate the program that you do. My question is in regard to the dropouts. Mm-hmm. There seems to be 2 different classes of dropouts. Those who just simply quit going to school, don't officially drop out, mm-hmm. and those who officially drop out. Mm-hmm. And I know the school boards don't count the first type mm-hmm. In their proportions. How many of the girls are in that first group that just simply go off don't come to school, but then they find pace and get back into the programs of school?
I would say, honestly, we have a large number of girls for which truancy is an issue. And so frequently the school counselors will refer those girls to us, and that's how they kind of get into our program. But compared to the public school system, we're a little bit more lenient with excused and unexcused absences because we understand that there's usually some other kind of circumstance going on. And so if we can work with them through the counseling and find out, okay, why are you not going to school? Is it because you can't get there, or is it because you don't feel like it? Why don't you feel like it? We've had girls who think that school isn't really for them. They can't see a future for themselves. And so then we can work with them and sit with them and say, what happens if you don't get your high school diploma? Like, let's follow that path. Okay, what happens if you do get your high school diploma? Let's follow that path. So we kind of meet them where they are to re-engage them and help get them focused towards a graduation.
How long do the girls typically stay with you?
So girls typically stay with us between 1 and 4 years. So according to the PACE program, they're allowed to stay with us for 48 months. And so sometimes that means that girls come to us for a year, then they go back to their original school, and then 3 months later, they're like, actually, can I come back to PACE? And so they can. So yeah, we have 48 months, doesn't have to be consecutive total, that we can serve girls.
Yes, you mentioned grants for some of the girls. My question has to do with the source of funds for those grants.
Yes.
The taxpayers, or do you maintain an active development program where any of us could donate for those grants?
All of the above. So PACE Center for Girls is about 60% funded by Department of Juvenile Justice and Department of Education. We're seen as a prevention/intervention program for the juvenile justice system. Costs about $75,000 a year to put a girl or a teenager through the juvenile justice system. Costs about $25,000 a year for us to serve a girl. So 60% of our funding comes that way, and the rest comes through donors, grants, other opportunities that I can find out there in the world.
Thank you. I think this is one of the most unbelievable programs. It changes lives every day.
Yeah.
How did it start? How did PACE start?
Yeah, so PACE started 40 years ago in Jacksonville, and it was created because there were a lot of programs for boys at that time who were in the juvenile justice system, but there was not a program specific to girls. And so the founder started with 10 girls in the basement of a church and focused on academics and counseling to help get those girls prepared to move forward and out of the juvenile justice system.
We have a question from Zoom, Kristin. Yeah. Deborah Newell wants to know, what is the process for application and acceptance to the program?
Sure. So there is a button on the website. You just click it to enroll. You don't need a referral. You can just somebody here can hear about it and say, oh, my niece, this might be a good option for her, and just go to the website. We don't need an official referral. But when a referral or an enrollment form comes in, they meet with our intake counselor. So our intake and transition counselor will meet with the girl and the family, assess her academics, assess her counseling and therapy needs, and then kind of place her from there. Sometimes there are girls that we cannot serve just because their special education requirements are more extreme than what we have support for. We do have a special education specialist, but if there's certain levels of special education that we can accept, that's the only reason we would pretty much turn anyone away.
Thank you.
Hi. This program's amazing, first of all, thank you. And my question is, you spoke about getting them ready for their future and making them excited for their future. Have you ever put them in positions where they could do career days or in places of any kind of field that they could see themselves with an interest to, or where they could potentially open their eyes to a different interest that they had?
Yes, absolutely. So we did a career day in the fall at our center. So we took an entire school day and we took them through how to dress appropriately for an interview, how to build a resume, even if the only thing you've ever done is babysitting, and volunteering, like how to build a resume, we did mock interviews, and then we had businesses and organizations from the community come in for the second half of the day. So they were able to collect applications and do more practice interviews, as well as speak with businesses in the community who are looking for potential teenagers to hire. So we've done that. And then also, for example, recently, one of our GED graduates, Erin, is interested in physical therapy, and we have a physical therapist on our board. And so I took her to the clinic, and she was able to observe for 2 hours to see physical therapy in action. And 20 minutes in, she came over to me, and she's like, I love this. And so that was great. Also, we have Pace Day at the Capitol, where we'll take girls to Tallahassee during Children's Week. And while we're there, we do tours of FSU and FAMU. And there's also been girls who could never envision themselves going to college until they went to the tour of the campus. And they were like, oh, I understand like what's outside of Gainesville, and they could kind of see a little bit more what their future could be.
You mentioned some of the stressors in their lives, and I was wondering how do you identify homelessness or individuals that are couch surfing, and what kind of services and supports do you have for them?
Yes, absolutely. So this is something that our counselors work with them on. And then, of course, I'm sure you know that there is technology. There is 211 available through the United Way. So that's a huge list of resources available for folks in the community to connect with. But we do also work with other partner organizations. So, for example, we have close ties with Peaceful Paths and the Child Advocacy Center, other places, Partnership for Strong Families, who work with foster children. We have strong partnerships with those other organizations, so we can help refer each other if we're serving a similar demographic. Also, there is a new place opening called Second Chance at Heart, which is a group home for teenage girls. So we've met with them once, and we're going to meet with them again next week, and we're looking forward to be able to create a partnership for girls who either don't feel safe at home, they have experienced homelessness, they're couch surfing, they can have a steady, nice place to go. We did a tour. I don't know if either of you guys have went, but it's a beautiful, actual, nice home, which is great. It is not far from campus, actually. It's kind of in the center of town.
Hi, I'm Susan.
Hi.
As one of the newer Rotarians, I thought I would tell this short story for people who may not know our relationship with PACE. That on my most recent visit, I was so warmly welcomed and taken on a tour. And as I walked down the corridor of the classrooms, I approached a classroom that's fully decorated with art, as each door is, with a beautiful quote on a statement of inspiration, vision, or perseverance. And one of those doors is sponsored by the Rotary Club of Gainesville. So we are very much there. The building is actually named in honor of Susan and Tom Spain, our fellow Rotarians from years back. And one of the special rooms is named for Carol Siegel, who's been active with you. So we are really family with you. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. Also, we have exterior fencing that was put in within the last few years just to enhance security for the girls. I think we all know about school safety these days, but the Rotary Foundation helped to pay for that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kristin. This is a wonderful presentation. You mentioned helping the girls prepare for possible careers, college. Are you able at all to track how many of them do go on to higher education at Santa Fe UF or anywhere else?
Yeah, so this is a question for our intake and transition counselor, because he's the one that follows up with them. But I can tell you that of our 4 girls who graduated, so our graduation is in August and it's at the Cade Museum. Our 4 graduating seniors, 3 of them are on scholarship at Santa Fe, and 1 of them is planning EMT school.
I just don't know if you said it, and if you did, forgive me, how many can you serve?
Oh, yeah, so our target number is 53. That's what we need to fully pull down our GJJ funding. But the max that we have ever served for as long as I was on the board and on the staff, I want to say is 62 or 63, which ends up being a lot.
Kristin, thank you very much for speaking with us today. And as you mentioned, as Susan mentioned, we've done a lot of work with PACE. It's such a wonderful program. And in honor of your speaking with us today, we're going to make a donation to the foundation. Your name. All righty. Well, next week we have the Ethics and Business Award. It is a fantastic program. The committee's been working super hard on it. It is a great opportunity to bring a guest and showcase what Rotary does. Just a couple quick notes. The board meets every second Monday of every month, and that's open to members to come if they want to come just to see how it works, or if they want to address the board. We had a wonderful member join us last night. 2 quick items: Wild Game Feast tickets back there. See Wilbur and the rest of the crew, and pay your dues. And we're going to finish with the 4-way test, which is up there. If anybody would like to stand. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? The Rotary Reading Safari winner is number 453, and we are adjourned.
It was charging, then not charging, and charging, and not charging.
I want to be sure
It's getting powered this way.
that it wasn't feeding back.
Right.
It takes that, I guess it's that. Nice work today, no glitches?
Not a lot.